Hello, hello. Can you hear me, mother? Don't do that again. Actually, it has. It's not really very cold. Although my knees are cold, I've not put my leathers on. I should have done. This is a nice little valley. I thought there'd be a river in bottom. It's just a little stream. It looks lovely in summertime when all the leaves are on the trees. Right, well, as you may have gathered, this is a motorway, M65, which runs from Preston to Colne, C-O-L-N-E. Not much to say about Colne, I don't think. Well, a bit of history that I'm interested in though. Titanic, Wallace Hartley, the band leader, was brought up in Colne, and there's a memorial to him, and I think he's buried in the cemetery. Poor Wallace. The band played on to cheer the passengers up as it was sinking. Yeah, so where I'm going today, I'm going to Rivington for a hot brew. But this separate upload, seeing as I still can't edit, is a little visit to Hoghton Tower. Not Hoghton Tower, it's Hoghton Tower. And they have a few vehicle related things. Can you hear me above all this traffic? Oh, fire, what a noise. Is that better? Can you hear me, mother? Yeah, Hoghton Tower, they have a speed run, speed trials. Well, it's actually called a sprint with vintage and classic British bikes. I think it's either once or twice a year. But unfortunately, I don't know, probably because of health and safety, they don't use the full length of the drive up to the stately home. It's probably a quarter mile long, but they just use half of that, so it's a 1/16 of a mile. So I just thought I'd, if it's open, go up the long path up to the actual home. It's the H1555, and it's very cheap to go in actually. Last vehicle thing I went to, I thought I'll have a look round, I've never been in. And it's very historical, it's lovely. It's lovely. Panelled rooms and everything, and ancient beds. There's a gap there I could have shot out. I just fitted my new tank pad, which I got from eBay for peanuts. I think it was $3.99. Rubber with that sticky, very sticky foam, millimetre thick foam. Hopefully it'll stop on. Tyres and horn fitted. I've been going to work on my bike, and that was tucked under the seat because it hasn't to get wet. I think my tyres and horn, novelty horn demonstration has got 20 views so far. Isn't that marvellous? Thank you very much. I didn't give a demo of my twin Fiam horns, or Fiam style horns. Everyone should have them. Right, we're okay here after this black car. Actually, I should have set off a bit earlier, but about to say, as it's got a very impressive 0 to 100 time, no need to worry about gaps in the traffic really. Well, it is a lovely day. As you can see, I put me blind spot little stick-on mirror back on. It actually came off, but I put the Velcro pad on now. It actually works as well. I was going to send for one of them they call them? I forgot the name now. Alan Bolter was on about it. Those 180-degree mirror things, but 40 quid. I know it's a good idea and the lad's making a fair few bob out of it, but 40, you know, I know there's a fitting kit that'll probably cost half of the cost, but even 19.99, you know, 20 quid would have been just about right. 25 at the most, but 40, jeez. So that was like $2.99. And I know it doesn't work as well as the 180-degree one, but you know, in fact, if I got two, I should have got two and stuck the other there, of course. I don't know. It's all money. You know, anything to do with motorbikes, it's just a license to print money. It's like I said about the tank pad, $3.99 from China on eBay, and if you go in a shop, you can pay 20 quid for them. You know. It's a pity China's not a bit closer. I get a lot more stuff. It took 2 weeks to come. What else did I get? Oh, the cameras from China, of course. I was a bit worried about that. And that's turned out fine. I mean, look at the picture quality now on a nice sunny day. I'm impressed for a 75 quid camera when the bloody drifts are more than 3 times that, and the GoPro Hero Black Edition is what, 360, is it 380? To shop around probably 320ish. So for 75 quid, you know, why not get cheapo brands? Right, Hoghton Tower coming up, nothing behind me. I should do a lifesaver really, but I'm well wrapped up. How's it open? Oh, it's open, marvellous. Right, well here we are, Hoghton Tower, 1555. And there is a bit of interest with regards to history, if it's true. Can you hear me with the visor open? Hello, can you still hear me? Actually, I was thinking of talking in a George Formby voice all the time because my diction seems to be better talking like George. Turned out nice again. My diction. No, I won't bother. If I'm in Blackpool, maybe. Actually, I'm wondering if March is when the George Formby fans meet up in the Imperial Hotel. And I'm 50 in March, I still haven't decided where to go. If it's worth bothering going anywhere special. When I was 40, I had 3 days in Edinburgh. That was quite a piss up. I used to enjoy whiskey then. Yeah, if you dig your bag, you've got a foot there. Women. Women, I like women. It's better with a rubber suit on. No, women eat women baths. Oh, isn't that lovely with the blue sky behind? Yeah, I'm going to tell you about the history. Apparently, a king came here, had a very pleasant joint of meat, a loin chop. And because he was pissed, I enjoyed that meal so much, I'm going to knight it. And that's why it's called sirloin steak. So I know, Hoghton Tower, I think it's William de Hoghton. King James, either King James the second or first, had the meal. I should ask him, shouldn't I? Looks like a guide. Looks like an old barn. I think arrow slits, repel raiders. Get back, you bastards, you'll break your legs. Yeah, I think the only charge is a priceless. I came here before with my camera, but it wasn't sunny. Who's gone on the grass there and messed it up? Bastards. I was just wondering about that. Is it twice a year? When is it exactly?
6th of April.
April, right? Oh,
It is in April, but it's one weekend normally ahead of the normal. It's normally on Palm Sunday
oh yeah, yeah.
or Easter, but this year it's one before that.
Right,
So,
excellent. I mentioned in the classic koi thing, that's twice a year. I've got my camera running. I've just done a little history thing about the sirloin steak and all that.
very good.
Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. I try and promote interesting places in Lancashire. I thought I'd get film of the date stone if it's alright. 1555. And
65 it was refinished. It was rebuilt.
right,
The year when it was completed.
excellent. Yeah,
About 1110 it's supposed to be.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That should be more.
Which king was it? Was it King James?
Yeah. 64. Yes, he came here. Yes, amongst a number of things that he did here. He united several people from this group.
Do you think he was a little bit drunk when he knighted the meat?
By an alum mine, and alum was very valuable in those days. It's still used in medicine today. It's a cousin of bauxite, and it's also much used, especially in that period when there was much more leather used than used.
Yeah,
And it was used in coal mining to clear the pelts, the skins, the hides from fur and hair and so on and so on. And so that was pretty. It went on for about 1600 to about 1750. Mine. It was open cast. It was paddock mining.
Here?
Yes, behind is about 2 miles back.
Okay, quarry.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And he wanted to see that.
Yeah.
And whilst here, he also signed a petition by the North Country people who wanted their pre-Reformation idea of playing sports and things on a Sunday. And having an American in Scots as his mother, he thought that was quite a good idea, even though he'd been brought up by then Presbyterians in Scotland. And so he signed it, and it then led the following year to a book of sports written by Bishop Law. And this was one of the causes. This would be about 1619.
And the sirloin was about that time too, 1617.
isn't there a connection with Salisbury Hall? I was there last week filming, and Simon Entwistle said
Two families, yes.
said there was a romantic liaison, and the actual Grey Lady, she was she died as a result of a broken romance with someone from here. Oh dear. He insists it's all you heartbreaking family. You. He insists it's all true, but I said that some Americans came over. There was a thing called Ghost Hunters International, of course. They set all the cameras up. We haven't found no. He said, well, you've only been here one night. Why not stay here for 3 months? Well, exactly. It was just so unfair. They just rubbished everything. So we went to the local coroner in Blackburn. There was no trace of any bones found. So that story's false. And Simon said, well, I've been told what to tell the tourists. Well, exactly. You're a storyteller, and it's all for the tourists. I thought there's nothing better to do than rubbish our heritage and traditions. I think they're jealous because they don't have much in America.
In fact, if we'd been to the farmers market earlier, yes, this morning, there was one of the
Oh, it's £8. Grams £2.20, £8 house and grounds. Still, it's alright. So let's see, 1700. CHMH 1700, 2 pet CH. What's that mean? 2 pets. V11.7. SEE something, then, I don't know. Anyway, 1700. Hey, where's that date stone? I'm sure it was in here. Oh, no, that's not it. I thought it was here. Is that it? Oh, unless it's in that inner courtyard. Let's have a look. I think that was one of the de Houghtons, you know, the past chap. You probably couldn't hear him speaking, but he was telling the story of King James of Scotland. It was that had the meal and knighted the sirloin steak. Doesn't look very old. And if there was a, what do you call it, portcullis there. Ah, this is it. 1565, that's it, not 1555. Wow. Yeah, I can't go inside, I'd like to, but they don't allow filming. When I went last time, a lady said, oh yes, some people used to allow filming, but some people actually filmed the security system, came in the middle of the night, and still lots of things. So we don't allow filming. A set of bastards, pinching stuff. Probably selling it on eBay. There's a notch there. Is that stone from 1565? Chiseled away by hand. Hello? Oh, and a hinge there. Must have been a gate on at one time. It does look rather new. Actually, I suppose it's not really ancient compared to castles and things, which date from what, 11, 12, 13, 1400. You know, it's a fortified house rather than a castle. Hoghton Tower. Here's another bike coming. We're going to have a look on them towers. Get back to Mustards. I wonder if we've had any battles here, fending off invaders. I do, alright. I don't speak then. Alright, I think I'll knock it off in a short time. I'm going to go mad with another half-hour upload. I must learn to edit. I just haven't got patience. Like I said, if I'm physically shown, I'll be able to remember everything. But it's not a triumph. He didn't stay long, did he?
played Bon Voyage. Well,
Is there any history of any battles that took place here? I think
we had a siege in 1643.
Wow.
And there was a big battle. Nobody can place it. I reckon it took place in Bringle, but between Pringle and Hoghton. Called it was around the time Athelstan, one of the great
Oh yeah. Civil War.
Saxon, about 800 AD.
Oh right, sorry. Yeah, but the battle must have been Civil War era.
Plenty of fights going on here. There's Wigan Lane, here,
Yeah.
Preston, of course.
I asked at Gawthorpe Hall in Padiham, I went there 2 years ago. I said, oh no, we were all textiles. I said, you were? Huh? I said, no, it was a textile thing. When all the royalists came, we said, yes, we support the King Charles. And then when the Roundheads came with Cromwell's mob, oh yes, we support you. Then with the king. So he said we avoided any trouble. I thought that's a good tactic, isn't it? To be friendly with everybody.
Similar to the Derby family, the Derby.
Yeah.
Protected her husband's house, Leyden, so much so that when the Civil War ended, or both of them ended, or two of them, or not three, Cromwell took Leyden House down stone by stone.
Wow.
And you can only see it from the air, and that's why Knowles was built much later.
Wow. Well, Skipton Castle was similar. He ordered the ceiling removed so they couldn't mount cannons on. And he said, can we not? Well, okay, but we can rebuild it, after the siege, if it doesn't support the weight of a cannon. Yeah.
The good Lady Walton at the time, it was, she eventually said to the Roundhead force, because her husband was besieging Manchester with the Earl of Derby, and so she only had a few odds and sods, young boys, old boys,
Yeah.
and so she said, well, we'll fire off the muskets and so long as you give us quarter, we'll leave when we're probably in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colonel Seaton and Captain Starkey did that, but unfortunately they weren't drinkers, but they were smokers.
Really? Oh.
They got in amongst where they thought the stuff would be, because Seaton reckoned that having taken Preston, the Royals would come back and take it back, which they did.
Yeah.
So he needed as much ammunition and anything that he laid and food. And so they went into the keep, and one of his men, we think what happened was that he tapped a clay pipe full of hot ash.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And of course he thought it was a wine butt. It wasn't, it was a black powdered.
Oh dear. Bang. Oh dear.
So half the keep, and then the third baronet, Richard, who actually was of the persuasion of the Parliament, agreed with Fairfax and Cromwell that we wouldn't rebuild the keep, and so that's why it's called Hoghton Tower, not Hoghton Tower.
Right. Right.
And so in 1643 it was demolished. Probably took them about 10 years during the Common period.
Oh dear.
Took it down and never rebuilt. Sad,
Yeah.
because it was quite a big thing.
Well, I was saying on my other uploads, like I said when I was at Salisbury, how many promotions are on the television? There's just not a lot at all about English heritage and where to go in England. It's my 50th birthday in March, and I said, the mate said, get to Amsterdam or get to Spain. I said, no.
That's very good. It's about 11 quid, but you can normally buy an old one for it's a yearly production.
Yeah.
That's well worth getting hold of. I don't know if we sell it in the shop,
But I mean, there's nothing on television. I thought of, yeah, it's all silly drinking holidays in Spain and Greece, that's where all the money is. And I thought, if someone actually said, right, it's a 10-day holiday, coach tour, you go to a different historical town every day, stay in an ancient pub, visit the local stately home or castle.
they don't seem to buy the idea. They're very passive. They're not at all adventurous. They say, well, Sir Bernard will come, if somebody asks us to drive it.
Yeah.
That's all. Why don't you promote it? Why don't you say, look, we do the following?
What the National Trust do besides not a lot?
Well, it's a very big organisation, and if they can't do anything, probably it's a poor show.
Well, that's it. I mean,
But then they can spread out their stuff right through the country.
yeah.
So the costs, that today manufacturers are only interested in runs of 1,000 cups or something. Well, it would take us years to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But if you've got sort of numbers in the National Trust, and they all sell the same thing, it's easy.
Yeah.
But you know, individual houses like this, and you know, Knowsley or Bruzen. Have you been to Bruzen? That's an interesting little house.
No, no. I mean,
Where is it near? It's near.
I haven't even been to Speak Hall. I mean, that's a National Trust property.
Yes, very pretty.
Yeah.
Sort of like Bramall, black and white job.
Well, I'm a big fan of the Beatles, and of course the National Trust got involved with John Lennon's house and spent an absolute fortune doing that up, and then Paul McCartney's house 2 miles away. And there was a programme on television, I've put that on my YouTube channel. Well, they were playing hell about it. One of the guys said, "This is not what the National Trust is about." He said, "Well, it's going to get a lot of tourists there paying money." Well, that's not the point. He said it shouldn't be getting involved with 2 pop stars from the 60s.
I mean, okay, you can understand if they wanted to go back and live there, but they don't. Well, one's dead anyway. The other chap, he's not interested anymore in his background.
Oh yeah, Ringo Starr got in trouble because he was asked, he lives in a big mansion in Cranley in Surrey, Ringo, apart from his other 5 homes around the world. And he was asked on an interview with Jonathan Ross, he said, "Do you miss anything about Liverpool?" He said, "No, nothing." And they actually have some tawpry, you know, the heads, the privet head shaped like the Beatles at the airport. And a fan went up and cut Ringo's head off with some shears to get back at what he said about Liverpool. "I don't miss anything." So why didn't he say, "I miss the people," or the humour, or the warmth of the local population? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, look at their millions. You think they'll pump something back? Paul McCartney's worth 800 million. Lennon Estate's worth about 500 million. George Harrison was relatively poor, 150 million, and Ringo's worth about 100 million. Yeah, I think so, wouldn't you? But oh, really? Is that not called Park Brownsholme Hall? Oh, so yeah, sorry, is that how it's pronounced? Sorry. Yeah. Well, actually, I went in there one Sunday for a cup of tea. He said, "Well, what do you want?" This old chap said, "What do you want?" I said, "I've come here for a cup of tea," and I looked round. "Well, it's not open." I said, "Oh dear." No, they're only open at certain times. Right, excellent. So I shall upload this little interesting visit on my channel. So it's April and the motorbike thing. I was just mentioning it. Right. I fitted my novelty horn today. Oh dear, they might be looking at the old barn. Is that as old as this building as well? 16 something. But they are arrow slits, are they? To repel raiders. Oh really? Are they just for ventilation, or are they arrow slits?
Really for ventilation.
Oh dear, oh, I was just saying I think they're arrow slits for firing crossbows through. So they're not. Right, I'll get off. What about this for a novelty horn? Right, thanks very much for your information. Thank you. Oh, it was Sir William de Hoghton, or Sir something. Thank you, see ya. I should have had my external microphone on then. What a pleasant chap. Speaking with commoners. Point I'm making there is, wonderful historical places like that, and there'll probably a handful of people going for a cup of tea. Another handful of people will be having a look round. What's this chap doing? Not security, is he? Here you! It's the jogger, jogging up the big hill. Yeah, so you think, I just mentioned then about that holiday idea. I might ask actually a local travel agent. If I went into my local Thompson's travel agent, what do you want, a week in Spain, a week in Greece, Turkey? No, no, no. I'm interested in English history and heritage. I would like to book a 10-day holiday. Yes? A what? A 10-day coach holiday, not train, coach. Because they're more flexible for getting from little towns in the middle of nowhere where a lot of the historical houses are. And every day visit a stately home or a castle, stay in an ancient inn, bed and breakfast, go for a nice dinner somewhere after you've visited the stately home, take lots of pictures, absorb all the historical facts, and I think they'd look at you as though you've lost your mind, wouldn't they? You what? You what? And he was just saying he's trying to get people interested, but they just don't want to know. So there we are. A lot of these places are nearly bankrupt. I'm not saying Mr. Hoghton is, but you know, imagine if this is London, it'd be packed, wouldn't it? Like the Tower of London, packed out with tourists. £25–30 to get in. This is £8. Actually, I went in the Tower of London in 1990 something years ago, and there was a queue a mile long to get into the actual tower. So I paid me, I think it wasn't so bad then, it was £12.95, and now it's more than doubled. I remember the price, so £12.95, so I paid the money. Queue a mile long in the tower. So I thought I'll have a look at the crown jewels. Interesting, I suppose. Went into the bloody tower, came out, and I thought, oh, the queue's gone good, so I went towards the tower. We're closing, mate. One of the bloody beefies. I said, Paul, you were closing, 6 o'clock. I said, no, I've not been in yet, there's a big queue. Well, you should have joined the queue then, there's always a queue. I said, well, so I paid £12.95 and I've not been in the most interesting part with the dungeons. Well, you should have queued up, mate. I don't like queuing, I don't do queues. Same story when I went to York. I went to specifically to go in the Jorvik Viking Centre. And there was a queue a mile long, so I didn't bother joining that, so I just went on a pub crawl with a mate instead. Queues. Right, so I'll have a final view at Hoghton Tower. Very nice, very charming gentleman, Mr. de Hoghton. So there we are, visit it. Open all year round, I think.